Sometimes love carries things the world is not ready to understand. Not every feeling needs a spotlight, and not every feeling needs a spotlight, and not every truth needs to be shouted into the noise of the world. Some emotions are fragile like a quiet flame in the dark, surviving only because two hearts choose to protect it. Today, I want to talk about something simple but powerful, a promise between two souls, a trust so deep that it becomes a sanctuary, the kind of trust where you look into someone's eyes and say, please keep my secret safe. Because love is not only about the moments we show everyone. Sometimes love lives in the silence between words, in the hidden corners of our hearts, where only one person is allowed to enter. And when you give someone your secret, you are not just sharing information, you are handing them a piece of your soul. So if you are the person holding someone's secret today, understand the weight of that gift. And if you are the one whispering it, know that you are trusting someone with something sacred. Because real love is not loud, real love is careful. Real love is careful. Real love protects what is fragile. And sometimes the most powerful words a heart can say are simply, there are moments in life when words feel heavier than they should. Moments in the heart hold something fragile, something delicate, something that cannot survive the noise of the world. In those moments, love becomes quiet. It becomes careful. It becomes a whisper instead of a shout. And sometimes the only thing a person can say to the one they trust the most is, please keep my secret safe, because love is not always about grand gestures or loud confessions. Sometimes love is simply about trust. Deep, silent trust. The kind of trust that lives between two hearts without needing an audience. The kind of trust that says, I believe in you enough to show you the part of me the world will never see. You see, everyone walks around carrying stories inside them, stories of pain, of hope, of dreams that feel too vulnerable to expose. Some stories are beautiful but fragile. Some stories are scars we are still learning to understand. And sometimes those stories become secrets, not because we want to hide them forever, but because we are waiting for the right heart to hold them. When you give someone your secret, you are doing something incredibly brave. You are opening a door that most people will never see. You are opening a door that most people will never see. You are saying, here is the truth of who I am, not the version the world knows, but the version that exists in silence. And that kind of honesty requires courage. It requires faith. Because the moment you share a secret, you are placing a part of your soul into someone else's hands. And you hope that those hands are gentle. You hope those hands understand the responsibility they now carry. Love is strange in that way. It asks us to trust even when trust feels risky. It asks us to believe even when the world has given us reasons not to. But when you find the right person, something changes. Suddenly, silence feels safe. Suddenly, the things you were afraid to say begin to feel lighter. And you realize that love is not just about being admired. And you realize that love is not just about being admired. Love is about being understood. When two people truly care about each other, they create a space where honesty can breathe, a place where the heart doesn't feel judged for its fears or its imperfections, a place where secrets do not feel like burdens but like sacred things being protected. Because a real secret is never gossip. A real secret's never entertainment. A real secret is trust. And trust is one of the most precious things two people can share. The world moves fast, people talk quickly, words travel farther than we expect them to. And in a world like that, protecting someone's secret becomes an act of love. It means choosing loyalty when curiosity tries to tempt you. It means choosing silence when the world wants a story. It means choosing silence when the world wants a story. It means remembering that someone believed in you enough to be vulnerable. That belief is not something to take lightly. Because vulnerability is rare. Most people hide behind walls they built years ago. Walls made of disappointment, betrayal, and lessons learned the hard way. Those walls exist for a reason. They protect the heart from being hurt again. So when someone lowers those walls and whispers something only you can hear, it is not a small moment. It is a moment filled with courage, a moment filled with courage, a moment filled with trust, and a moment that asks for kindness in return. Love is not measured by how loudly we speak about someone. It is measured by how carefully we protect what matters to them. Sometimes love looks like holding a hand. Sometimes love looks like standing beside someone when the world turns away. And sometimes love looks like carrying a secret without ever letting it slip into the light. Because secrets are not always about hiding something tender. Sometimes they are about protecting something tender, something personal, something that belongs only to two hearts. And when you are trusted with something like that, you become a guardian of that person's vulnerability. You become the safe place they hoped you would be. Think about how rare that is. In a world full of noise, someone chose you as their silence. In a world full of noise, someone chose you as their silence. In a world full of people, someone looked at you and said, "You are the one I trust." That kind of trust does not happen by accident. It happens because something about your presence felt calm to them. Something about your words felt honest. Something about your words felt honest. Something about your heart felt safe. And when someone feels safe with you, you must treat that safety as something sacred, because the truth is, once trust is broken, it rarely returns the same way again. Words can travel quickly, but they leave marks behind. A secret revealed without permission becomes a wound. A moment of betrayal can echo inside someone's heart for years. That is why love asks us to be careful. Careful with words. Careful with words. Careful with promises. Careful with the fragile things people place in our hands. They never truly know how much courage it took for someone to share their secret with you. You never fully see the fear they had before speaking those words. They might have wondered if you would understand. They might have wondered if you would judge them. They might have wondered if you would judge them. They might have wondered if trusting you would become a mistake. But despite music, those fears, they spoke, they trusted, they believed in your kindness, and that belief deserves respect. When you care about someone, you protect their truth even when it would be easier not to. You guard their vulnerability like it is your own, because love is not only about what we give, love is also about what we choose to protect. Sometimes protecting someone means defending them. Sometimes it means supporting their dreams. And sometimes it simply means keeping quiet about something the world does not need to know. There is a quiet strength in that kind of loyalty. It does not seek applause. It does not seek applause. It does not ask for recognition. It simply exists because the heart understands the value of trust. And when two people share that kind of understanding, their connection becomes deeper than ordinary relationships. It becomes something rare, something calm, something built on honesty rather than performance. A relationship where two people know they can be real without fear. Because love that feels safe is one of the most powerful things a human being can experience. When someone knows their secrets are safe with you, their heart relaxes in a way words cannot fully describe. They stop pretending, they stop hiding, they start showing the parts of themselves they kept buried for years. And that is when love becomes something beautiful. Not perfect, not flawless, but real. Real love does not demand perfection. It simply asks for sincerity. It asks for patience. It asks for the kind of loyalty that protects what matters. When someone says, "Please keep my secret safe," they are not just making a request. They are offering you their trust. And trust is one of the purest forms of love. Because trusting someone of the purest forms of love. Because trusting someone means believing they will treat your truth with care. Believing they will respect your vulnerability. Believing they will respect your vulnerability. Believing they will not use your honesty against you. That belief is powerful. It creates bonds that feel stronger than ordinary connections. It turns two people into allies, into partners who understand each other beyond what others can see. And in a world where people often feel misunderstood, having someone who protects your secrets feels like finding shelter in the middle of a storm. A quiet place where the heart can rest. A quiet place where the heart can rest. A quiet place where love does not need to perform for anyone. Just two people, two hearts, and a promise that what is shared between them will remain safe. There is something deeply human about having secrets. Every heart carries them. Some are small and simple, like quiet thoughts we never say out loud. Others are heavier, filled with memories, fears, or emotions we do not know how to explain. These secrets become part of who we are. They shape the way we love, the way we trust, and the way we protect ourselves from being hurt. But every once in a while, something extraordinary happens. We meet someone who makes us feel safe enough to lower our guard, someone whose presence feels calm in a world that is often loud and unpredictable, someone who listens without judgment and sees us not as perfect people, but as real ones. And in that moment, the walls we built around our hearts begin to soften, not disappear completely, but soften just enough for a little truth to escape, a quiet truth, a fragile truth, a secret. And when that moment arrives, when the heart gathers the courage to speak what it has hidden for so long, the words often come out gently, almost like a whisper. "Please keep my secret safe." Those words may sound simple, but they carry incredible meaning. They carry vulnerability. They carry trust. They carry the silent hope that the person listening understands the value of what they have just been given. Because sharing a secret is not just about telling someone information. Because sharing a secret is not just about telling someone information. It is about revealing a part of yourself that has been protected for a long time. It is about saying, "This is something the world does not know about me, but I believe you deserve to know." But a belief is powerful. It means the person speaking has decided that your heart is a safe place for their truth. Think about how rare that is. People spend years building defenses around their emotions. They learn to smile when they are hurting. They learn to hide their fears behind confidence. They learn to protect themselves from disappointment by revealing only the parts of themselves that feel acceptable. The world often encourages this kind of behavior. It teaches people to show strength and hide weakness. It teaches people to appear flawless instead of being honest. But love does something different. Love invites honesty. Love creates spaces where people do not feel pressured to pretend. When someone truly cares about you, they do not expect perfection. When someone truly cares about you, they do not expect perfection. They simply want authenticity. They simply want authenticity. They want to know the real person behind the masks and expectations. And that is why secrets often appear in moments of love, because love makes honesty feel possible. It makes vulnerability feel less frightening. When someone says, "Please keep my secret safe," they are trusting that the love between you is stronger than curiosity, stronger than gossip, stronger than the temptation to share something that was never meant for the world. They are trusting your character, your integrity, your kindness, and that trust is a gift, not a small one, but a profound one. A gift that asks for responsibility. Because secrets are delicate things, they can build deep connections, but they can also cause deep pain if they are mishandled. When someone reveals a secret to you, they are not just sharing words. They are sharing emotions that may have been buried for years. They are allowing you to see their fears, their regrets, their dreams, and sometimes even their wounds. That kind of openness should never be treated casually. It should be treated with care, with patience, with compassion. Imagine holding something fragile in your hands, something that could break if you were careless. That is what it means to hold someone's secret. It requires attention. It requires respect. It requires respect because the truth is, once a secret leaves someone's lips, it cannot return to silence again. It now lives in two hearts instead of one, and the second heart must protect it just as much as the first one did. In relationships, trust grows slowly. Music, it grows through small moments of honesty, through promises that are kept, through kindness that is consistent over time. But trust can also disappear quickly if it is betrayed. That is why protecting someone's secret. That is why protecting someone's secret is one of the purest forms of loyalty. It means you value the person more than the story. You value their feelings more than the attention their secret might bring. You choose love over curiosity, and that choice defines the depth of your character. Many people say they love someone, but love is not proven by words alone. Love is proven by actions. It is proven by the way we treat someone's vulnerability when they place it in our hands. Do we protect it? Do we respect it? Do we respect it? Do we remember how brave it was for them to share it in the first place? Because courage is often quiet. It does not always look like heroic actions or dramatic moments. Sometimes courage looks like a person admitting something they were afraid to say. Sometimes courage looks like a person admitting something they were afraid to say. Sometimes courage looks like honesty, and honesty deserves kindness. When someone trusts you with their secret, they are showing you the most unguarded version of themselves. They are allowing you to see behind the curtain of their carefully constructed identity. They are saying, "This is who I really am," and that moment deserves understanding. It deserves empathy. Because the truth is, everyone has things they are afraid to reveal. Everyone has chapters of their life they are unsure how others will judge. We are all imperfect. We all carry regrets, insecurities, and memories we wish we could rewrite. But love does not ask us to erase those things. Love simply asks us to accept them. When you love someone, you do not demand that they become flawless. You stand beside them and say, "Your truth is safe with me." That promise creates something beautiful between two people. It creates trust that feels steady, trust that does not need constant reassurance, trust that quietly grows stronger with time. Imagine living in a world where everyone protected each other's vulnerability, where people treated secrets with respect instead of entertainment, where trust was valued more than attention. That kind of world would feel calmer, kinder, more human, because the truth is people are not looking for perfection in others. They are looking for safety. They are looking for someone who will listen without turning their honesty into gossip. Someone who will listen without turning their honesty into gossip. Someone who understands that secrets are not stories to be shared, responsibilities to be protected. And when someone becomes that, music, safe place for another person, their relationship transforms into something deeper than ordinary friendship or romance. It becomes a sanctuary, a place where honesty lives without fear, a place where two people can exist as their true selves without feeling exposed to the judgment of the outside world. That is the kind of connection many people spend their lives searching for. Not someone who only sees their strengths, but someone who also understands their weaknesses. Not someone who only celebrates their victories, but someone who also protects their vulnerable moments. Because vulnerability is where real connection begins. When two people trust each other with their secrets, they are building a bond that goes beyond appearances and expectations. They are building a relationship based on truth, and truth is powerful. It removes the need for pretending, it removes the pressure to impress, it allows love to exist in its most natural form. Quiet, patient, real. When someone whispers, "Please keep my secret safe," they are not asking for perfection. They are simply asking for respect. Respect for their story, respect for their courage, respect for their courage, respect for the trust they placed in you. And when you honor that request, something beautiful happens. Your presence becomes a place where honesty can breathe. Your heart becomes a refuge for someone else's truth. And the bond between you grows stronger, not because of grand gestures, but because of quiet loyalty. Loyalty that does not need to be announced. Loyalty that simply exists in the way you protect what matters to the person you love. Because at the end of the day, love is not about how loudly we express our feelings. Because at the end of the day, love is not about how loudly we express our feelings. It is about how carefully we protect the hearts that trust us. Sometimes love is holding someone close when they are afraid. Sometimes love is encouraging someone to believe in themselves. And sometimes love is simply keeping a promise that was spoken in a whisper. Music. A promise to guard something fragile. A promise to respect something personal. A promise to respect something personal. A promise to honor the courage it took for someone to reveal their truth. Because secrets shared in love are never just secrets. They are pieces of a soul that chose to trust another soul. And that trust is one of the most powerful connections two human beings can ever share.